Well, to finish up a rundown of the project that I just did on the Buick Rainier and the front differential, I would probably say it took approximately, I don't know, about 8 or 9 minutes to actually get it up in there, get it in place. And getting all the bolts in and so forth was probably 45 minutes. And you just got to move that thing around, adjust around to get to the bolts. I would tell you this, and I didn't take a lot of notes getting it out because the front of it was cracked, and I had not really given any thought about disassembling one to put it back in there. And but because it was broke, that's kind of what gave me the idea. I thought, well, if it would come out in parts and pieces, by golly, it ought to go back in parts and pieces, which it did. But getting them 15mm bolts in was the most time-consuming part, but it was about 45 minutes to do that. The flip side of it is this, because it's the first time I did it, that's how you kind of learn stuff, I suppose. And I think if a person wanted to use a shorter bolt, metric bolt of course, we can buy them right here in town at Farm and Home. You could go with 1/4 to maybe even a 1/2 inch less length on the bolt, and then you don't have to stroke them in and out and in and out. I did clean up all the holes, but I was just not able to get my hand in a good position to literally screw the bolts all the way in by finger and then tighten them. So that burned up a lot of time having to use a wrench, sometimes use a socket with a ratchet. My partner in crime didn't show up, and he was supposed to bring me a 1/4 inch ratcheter with a 1/4 inch 15mm. So I didn't have that shorter socket to use, which I think would have actually been some value too. So my thoughts was, if I was going to do it again, make sure you have that 15 there with the with 1/4 inch, so you got that shorter wrench to stroke on. You can shorten up your bolts, get a shorter style bolt to put in there if you want, and particularly if you got a hole that's really hard to get to, you can even shorten the bolt up. You know, and if you just got a 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch of thread in there, that would hold up fine. So anyway, long story short, is the trade-off worth it to not have to take the compressor off or take the motor mounts loose? You just have to decide for yourself. But the bolts don't come out that hard and stuff, but they're still going to be set from the factory with the Loctite and stuff like that. So anyway, nonetheless, it was just an issue of moving stuff around to get the bolts back in the best you could. So that's my trick for putting it in, and I would probably do that again. You know, I don't think I would want to try to pull compressors off and so forth, but each to his own. It's probably worth a try, I think. I guess the worst thing is if it doesn't work out for you, you can take the compressor off and unbolt the motor. But it is what it is, and so that's my video on it. Thank you for watching.